This is my Realme GT2 on which I have been daily driving the crDroid 12.2 custom ROM for the last week. It is built on Android 16 and in this particular case it's a vanilla build, which means you are free to use your own Google application package of choice. I have gone for Nick G app's basic version, which means I do have full Play Store functionality while not having too many of the Google applications, reasons for which I will talk about later on. I also installed the kernel recommended by the builder of this ROM, which is the Rashomon kernel. Let me introduce you guys to crDroid. If you have been using custom ROMs for a long time, you know that along with Lineage OS and Viper OS, crDroid was one of the originals or the OGs of the custom ROM scene back in the day. It was known for its lightweighted nature, which gave it a lot of benefits. In the car world, we can use the Mustang and the Lotus Elise as an example. The Mustang gains its speed from raw power or brute force nature, whereas the Lotus Elise is methodical, it is very lightweight, and the philosophy of Lotus itself is to add lightness. And this ROM is like the Lotus Elise in the custom ROM world, and it reflects in this case also, and let me talk you through it. Starting off with the pros, I went for a very minimal setup, which means I did not even install the Google application. I also did not install Gemini, which is the AI assistant. As a substitute, I used DuckDuckGo's duck.ai. It has a couple of models to choose from, and it's completely private. You do not need an account to use it, and it's free. It's not the best, but it works, and if you guys want me to make videos on those also, you can leave a comment below. Coming back to this ROM, the UI looks very clean, and there are the padding and everything, the icon theming, it themes every app icons, and the overall aesthetic of this ROM is very good. I'm also happy to report that there is no animation bug in this ROM, which means you can open applications as quickly as you want. Another thing crDroid was known for back in the day was its extensive customization, and it carries forward to this day. You can see plenty of customization in the crDroid, in the Droid inside the settings application. It also uses a custom launcher, which means it is able to provide native app lock and app hide features. Overall, the UI is very smooth and responsive, and the lightweighted nature of crDroid shows here very much, which also gives it the advantage of good battery life. If you choose to go with a lightweighted setup, you don't have a lot of apps running which drains your battery constantly. And I've noticed that even some of the basic Google applications like the Google Calculator has telemetry inbuilt, which means it does tracking when you are using it, which is totally unnecessary for a calculator app in my opinion. So that is why I chose to substitute most of the Google applications with alternatives. This ROM also comes with an inbuilt game mode. Now I have not tried gaming in this ROM, but yeah, having the game mode is beneficial. Talking about quick toggles, it does come with the network as well as the refresh rate quick toggle, which means switching between 4G and 5G and changing your refresh rate on the fly is very easy. The Realme camera also works, including AI video, but there is one thing that is not working, which I will talk about in the later section. Google Photos Unlimited Storage is also enabled by default. Initially, when I set this ROM up, only PhonePe and Beam or BHIM was working, and Google Pay was not. But as I was using this ROM, even the person who built this ROM reached out to me saying that Google Pay has been fixed, and I tried it out, and yes, of course, Google Pay started working. Don't know how it works, but yeah, it works. So those were the good things about this ROM, mainly its visual consistency, smoothness and responsiveness, its good battery life, the extensive customization and so on. Now let's talk about some things that were not so good but I was okay with. Starting off with one feature that I have seen ROMs adopting but this ROM does not have it, which is per app refresh rate setting. It means you have the choice to run specific apps like Instagram and YouTube at 60 fps, which will save you a lot of battery. Talking about the camera, the high efficiency image format or the HEIF format does not work. And if you turn it on, the images fail to save. It is off by default, and make sure you guys don't turn it on if you are using this ROM. It does come with Dolby Atmos, but of course the volume leveler was one which makes everything ridiculously loud, so you have to turn it off. And one of the big things that I noticed with this ROM is its auto brightness. I'm not saying the auto brightness is bad, but it is a little slow to respond and sometimes it sticks to lower brightness indoors. So those were the okay things. Now let's talk about the cons or the issues I faced while using this ROM. Honestly, I don't have much to talk about in this section, but if I am nitpicking, I would say that this ROM does not come with the always on fingerprint option. Double tap to wake works perfectly fine, and so does the ambient display, and you can wake the device up very easily, but yeah, you do not have the option of having the fingerprint sensor on when the screen is off. So yeah, overall I was pleasantly surprised when using this ROM. It had the smoothness, the customization, the performance, everything you would expect from a custom ROM, and not a lot of bugs, and it is one of the most complete Android 16 custom ROMs that I've used so far, because everything works out of the box, and I do recommend you guys to try out this ROM. So that has been it from my side, and if you have any questions or queries, feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and see you guys in the next one.